Good morning, and good morning, Mr. Gingrich.
Good morning.
I have a couple thoughts. One is kind of being independent. The right wing of the Republican Party scares me to death. The left wing of the Democratic Party scares me to death. For example, with the illegal immigration things, I don't agree with the Democrats. And yesterday, listening to the debate on the hate crimes bill, the Republicans really concerned me.
Why is that? I didn't hear the debate, so why is that? What concerned you?
Because the Virginia Fox and others were saying that it would create a protected class, which is true to a degree, I suppose. But to act like there's always a motivation for a crime, and if it is hate-based, which they were saying all crimes are basically hate-based, that nobody does them out of love or anything. But it was concerning, being a victim of one at one time.
Well, let me share part of what I think concerns reasonable people who look at that kind of legislation. In Sweden today, it is illegal to quote from certain parts of the Bible, literally illegal. So a pastor can be put in jail for quoting from the Bible. On some college campuses, regulations have said to students, you can't think out loud whatever you want to say. The act of thinking it becomes a crime. The act of saying it. I mean, it's very dangerous to go down a road that says you can't have an honest debate about an issue because we have now decided we're protecting one group of people. And anything you say, you see this right now in Great Britain, where they actually blocked a Dutch parliamentarian from visiting Great Britain on the grounds that his statements about Islamist extremists would count as a hate crime. Recently at the Durban II conference, which was totally taken over by Islamic nations and by dictatorships, they wanted to pass a regulation that any criticism of Islam in any form would be a hate crime. So you couldn't describe what Sharia does. You couldn't describe honor killings. You couldn't describe any of the things that might concern you. And you find this to be true in Canada, where the Canadian Commission has looked at an American publication as to whether or not the author, who's a Canadian citizen, might have perpetrated a hate crime by describing Islamist extremists and terrorists in terms that weren't flattering to them. So I think that's why you see people who are really worried by George Orwell's 1984 and the very real danger that as the state starts to regulate what you're allowed to say, suddenly you could find yourself literally censored or in danger of going to jail if you said a politically incorrect thing.